welcome to a brief video from Seaview Consulting. We're going to touch today on an interesting aspect of succession planning for business owners. And in this instance, when we refer to succession planning, it's internal succession planning. And as per the diagram here, you've got an employee, a key person in the business who acquires a minority stake in the business and expands it over a period of time to a point where control and ownership is transferred. Now, there's a lot around this in terms of advice areas, but today we just want to touch on why business principals might be reluctant to initially go down this route. So the example that we're using today is we've got a business with normalized earnings of $250,000 per annum. We've applied a capitalization rate, which is fairly typical within the financial services industry, although it will vary from industry to industry. And that provides a $1.4 million notional business value. So we've modeled a scenario over 8 years. There's a 3% growth rate on the business. And in the first example, there's no equity devolved. The business principal keeps 100% right through to the 8-year point. We've documented the dividend returns and the investment returns on money outside of the business, and then we've compared that to selling 20% equity after 1 year and keeping only 80% of the equity of the business in years 2, 3, 4, up to year 8. So it's as we would expect, really, because the rate of return is high within the business. And the rate of return that we've modeled outside of the business through, say, debt reduction or investment in a conservative portfolio is lower, then business principals would look at these figures and say, well, I'm worse off doing this. But what we want to touch on is the growth potential through having somebody in your business and the extra stability and performance that can arise through having a new generation come through the business. And if that changes growth by as little as 2% year on year, then what transpires is that the overall return is increased because whilst you've only got 80% rather than 100% of the equity, it's performing in a more stronger way. And certainly there's other advantages in terms of having more stability and people to cover your responsibilities if something such as ill health comes along. So our sort of top tips with regards to this is in general, succession is something that happens over a long period of time. And your thinking process needs to be that this is a very high priority where such decisions can be made consciously and to avoid the situation where avenues are closed off. There is certainly a cost to not acting, diminished growth being one. And a greater exposure of the business to risk. We've got a lot of experience in this area. We've got plenty of resources on our website, and we'd encourage you to reach out if you want to discuss your situation further with us. Thank you.